Joining us now is William Daroff, the CEO of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations. So first of all, tell us about this meeting. What did your organization really want to express to Senator Schumer, and what actually happened?
Thank you, Natasha. It's a pleasure to be with you and to be with I-24. We wanted to give the Senate Majority Leader the opportunity to speak to the Conference of Presidents member organizations to explain to us what he was thinking and his perspectives on the conflict and on Israel and on U.S.-Israel relations. And so he asked for the opportunity to speak to the conference, and so he spoke to us.
What did he have to say?
Well, the meeting was off the record and closed to the press, but I will say that he very much, very articulately defended his position, explained the portions of his speech that he thought were not getting as much coverage as they should. And those were portions at the beginning of the speech where he spoke about how terrible the Hamas massacre was and the need to support Israel. And then there was a robust question and answers period.
Now, telling a sovereign democratic ally like Israel when to conduct elections certainly is one thing in of itself, but expressing issues with Netanyahu's leadership is something else altogether. I mean, polls do show that the majority of Israelis no longer support Netanyahu and that his party seems to be on the nosedive. Do you think that American Jews have the right to question Netanyahu's leadership as well, especially given rising anti-Semitism across the world that is clearly a direct result of what is happening in Israel right now?
I think around every Shabbat table in Israel and every Shabbat table around the world, discussions about Israeli political leadership occur, and that's fine and great. I think that for the Senate Majority Leader to speak out at this time, literally when Israel is fighting an existential war on the embers of the 1,200 innocents who were massacred on October 7th, it's not the time for public criticisms that really only serve to empower the detractors of Israel.
Now, we are seeing current American leadership begin to question Netanyahu and his government's choices more and more. Obviously, this comes as, elections are coming up. But where do American Jews stand when it comes to the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas?
We are incredibly unified and incredibly in solidarity with the people of Israel and with Israel during this time of crisis. The American Jewish community I've never seen as unified as we are today. There is a real understanding that the attack that occurred on October 7th was not just an attack on the people of Israel, but it was an attack on Jews everywhere. And the response we've seen here in the United States and elsewhere across the world has doubled down for us the need to really hold hands with Jews across the world, to recognize that we are one people, that we're only as strong as we can be when we are unified. And so together, we stand in unity with you.
How are American Jewish leaders dealing with rising anti-Semitism across the United States right now?
Well, it's been like a second punch in the gut. The first punch in the gut being the attack on the 7th, but then the second punch in the gut has been that the allies that we thought were standing with us, when we look to our left and we look to our right, there are far fewer of them there than should have been there. The October 7th denialists, the October 7th minimalists are very much front and center. The positive side, though, is that we know who our real friends are and those people who are standing with us. And those are those who are standing with us against this incredible increase in anti-Semitism, the incredible demonstrations and marches that are favoring the Hamas terrorist army. And so that's been pleasing to see. Government has been very helpful for us here. We have very regular interactions with federal law enforcement, with the FBI, with the Department of Homeland Security, with the Justice Department. But it is an outrage that these disruptions are occurring, that these Hamas terrorist sympathizers are able to disrupt American society and everyday Americans the way that they are, and also creating an environment that is threatening for American Jews. It's not the America that we know, and we really anticipate and expect our American political leaders to continue to stand up and stand with us.
All right, William Daroff, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us.